Oh, hi. I didn't notice you there. welcome all of you. I can't tell how many of you are out there. I've got Deanna on the computer. She's actually doing something really quick, but she'll be up here. We got her mic'd tonight, but hey, welcome. Thank you for coming out to our live ink demo. Will Pottorff live ink demo. That's right. It's an art stream, and tonight we'll be doing an Inktober together, so I hope you're all very excited. If you haven't done your Inktober yet, now's the time to get it in. You'll be hanging out with me, Willie P, in the house. That's right, I'm Will Pottorff. This year, just want to get a little bit of business out of the way, because you're probably wondering, I don't really recognize, this doesn't look like the normal Inktober prompt. Well, that's because I'm not really a fan of Jake Parker, and honestly, like, I think, well, if there's a little bit of controversy there where it's like, I don't know, I can't get into it, but there is a thing where it's heavily implied, there's a lot of accusations, but it's heavily implied that he took the work from this one guy, Alphonse Dunn. I wrote his name. Alfonso Dunn. Go check him out on Instagram. He's an incredible inker, but he took a great deal of work from Alphonse and just kind of used it for his own book, which is kind of messed up. So I just kind of took a stand, and I'm making my own Inktober, essentially. So this year, I'm doing a medley of horror characters, and I'm watching each one of these movies and inking it in, and kind of, it should be fun. Ultimately, Inktober is just about inking every day, so you do what you want to do. I can't change the name. I've had complaints about the name, but, hey, what are you going to do? In any case, we're going to get to it, because the first prompt I'm doing tonight is the first movie I watched in my 31 Days of Halloween movie marathon, and that's Bride of Frankenstein. And as you can see, I'm doing a nice Boris Karloff with the bride herself right there. And you know what? Let's get started. We're just going to sort of really just get right in there and just kind of really quickly drop that ink down there and just get that mouth. Isn't that something? The mouth is in, folks. The mouth is in. As always, I am using Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star High Carb ink. Fantastic stuff, as always. All right. Just going to put that down there. Now Deanna's finally here.
Hi.
She's finally on mic tonight. Last week, I heard all your, everybody was kind of asking, to get Deanna on mic, and now it's official. We have a mic for her to talk into, actually. Deanna was too busy to be here in person, getting her own pizza. She's giving me a look. She's walking over with a blade. And as you can see, I'm ready for it, because I'm wearing my sleeveless Dragon Force t-shirt, which I cut the sleeves out of purposely, because I'm a bad boy.
How's it going?
Pretty good, Deanna. I also turned off the air conditioner because it picks up on the mic.
It does?
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
What's that?
Is it that bad? Because my computer heats up like a beast.
I know, but that's why I turned it on the air conditioner first, and then kind of, Like I said, I'm probably not going to do too long of a stream tonight, Probably, because, honestly, I'm only really inking 2 characters in this, ink medley tonight, actually, so.
Should I turn it off?
It's fine. I
Sure?
think it's fine. I don't know, well, bring up the YouTube page, and I want to see the comments and stuff if people find the air conditioner fan annoying or distracting or anything like that. There we go. It's looking pretty solid, though. How are we looking, though?
Oh, Sean says glad to be here.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Sean. Is the air conditioner distracting?
Is the air conditioner distracting? That is the question of the night. I don't think so. I think we're fine.
Sean says it sounds fine. So
Okay, cool.
that's good. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Shanth.
How are you?
Yeah, Shanth, how you doing tonight? We're doing a little Inktoberness right now. We're just kind of getting into it. As you can see, I'm just kind of blocking out, just kind of Boris got. We literally just finished watching this film together. You know, the 1935 James Whale classic. A fantastic movie. It's also very funny. It's one of those things like a lot of people don't talk about, I think, with that film is like there's some really great comedy beats in it that I really do find enjoyable.
We love you too, Sean.
Oh, we love you, buddy. Yeah, just kind of brushing in the ink right there. There we go. As you can see, we're just kind of cooking with gas tonight. All right. How you doing, honey?
I'm doing okay.
Wait, what do you mean just okay?
Today I found out that my advocate at work is leaving. He was also my boss. So I'm getting a new boss, and I'm losing my workplace advocate, which I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, it is a little scary for sure.
I think we're gonna be okay though. It's just not something I really. The company is it's not good for my health. Just they're going through a lot of changes, and as a result, I'm kind of the, what do you call it? The punching bag, I guess.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, and progress is really slow. There, I can't seem to get a straight, clear direction from anyone. Not excited. I get depressed, so I gotta get out of there.
Well, we're working on that together for sure. You know, we got a lot of stuff planned in the next couple of months. I think moving forward, we're really gonna try to give you a solid push on getting you more freelance stuff. And honestly, out there, if anyone needs a wonderful graphic designer, look no further than Deanna Burke Art. Honestly, also illustrator. You know, she.
Well, I haven't put a lot of my newest work up yet, so.
But it's coming. It's definitely coming, and it looks good.
Thanks, bud.
Deanna just finished up actually one of the two title card pieces that we had for the newest Slanted Hallway episode. She did the Lake Better Times episode, which I think that should be out either tonight or most likely tomorrow. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Because I think, well, I also did the Into the Mist artwork on that one actually. So that was a lot of fun. That was some good pieces that we did together.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing those title cards.
Yeah, it's definitely like it makes it a little bit more special than just kind of like putting up the just the logo every week for the episodes. And I think that it gives it like a little bit of, because I discussed this with like our good buddy Alex Williams, and he really wanted the title cards too, because he just kind of was like and I, you know, it gives it that classic feel. I wanted to do it because it gave it that like Batman the animated series kind of feel, you know, which is like each one had like a beautiful title card that you know, it honestly was as good as the episode a lot of the time. A lot of the title cards honestly are burnt into my memory more than the actual show at times, which is weird, but it's true.
Well, because you're staring at them when you work on them.
That is true, yeah. Well, I didn't work on them, but, you know. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Mean?
Well, I didn't work on the Batman animated series title cards, honey.
Oh, you mean the Batman ones?
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant that the Slanted Hallway ones were.
No. I was inspired by the Batman animated title cards growing up and stuff so much that I kind of... You all right, huh?
Huh? What do you mean?
Your mind.
My mind is always a little astray.
I understand.
You brought up one for me?
Well, I thought you were going to bring up like two yourself.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm trying to fix my monitor right now because it's a little red.
Oh, really? Any comments so far on like how I'm doing with the ink or like in the chat? Anybody kind of...
Nope, but you got 4 watchers.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, hey everybody, thanks for coming out and stuff. Like as you can see, we're inking away our Boris Karloff right here. You know, I'm gonna just kind of do in a little bit of the lines right here. Do a little line right there. Yeah, we're just building this together. I hope you're inking at home, or at least, just hanging. Like honestly, like a lot of the times when I set these things up, it is just kind of like an artist hang and stuff. Especially if you're, I'm only gonna be doing these on Thursdays, so I can't do an Inktober with you every night. But Thursday nights, for sure, will be our Inktober nights. Actually, if you want to join in and do your Inktober along with me, that's what I'm doing right now. Once again, I'm doing my own prompts. I'm basically combining my what's the word? 31 horror movies every night. 31 nights of Halloween with Inktober. So every horror film I'm watching, I'm doing a little illustration based off that. So I'm doing it in this big old horror medley, which, once again, I can't stress, I didn't invent that. Shanthan Jetty did. He, well, maybe he didn't, but...
Well, Shanthan is saying Karloff looking great, and that is a really stunning Anthony Perkins.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait to get to that. Honestly, I'm keeping it loose right now. There's a lot of things like I'm going to have to add to it and kind of move around for sure, but, as time go, I don't know. I kind of design on the fly with this thing, but at the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to kind of move some elements around and kind of put it in there. That said, as an artist, you probably shouldn't do things like this, but this just kind of like in the sense of when you do a big scale project like this, or some like a big piece like this, you should have a lot of it more or less kind of planned out. But I've been doing this long enough that a lot of it is just kind of muscle memory and sort of like, okay, yeah, I can move that around. I'll put that there. I'll put this there. Which is
super important, though.
It is true. Deanna's like more of the planning side. Admittedly, I'm a little more spontaneous when it comes to like a lot of my pieces, for better or worse. Especially when it comes to a lot of my illustrations, actually.
Some people plan a lot, and some people don't.
Yeah, I mean, and there's definitely pros and cons to both.
I think that there technically is a need to plan in the beginning. I think where a lot of people improvise is during the whole actual making of the final piece.
Right.
People know their medium. They know how it's going to react with, the paper they're using, or the medium, or like the surface they're using. They know what lines they like to make, so that's where the experimentation comes in.
That's true. And I guess for me, a lot of that is kind of like, oh yeah, I just kind of get to, well, what could I say? I just get to play. I just got to, that's the whole thing. I don't go to work. I go to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't see my face right now. Oh, actually, you can. It's right there on the screen. But I'm just making a very one of those kind of faces.
I don't know what that
kind of faces. I don't even
know what that means.
I don't know. I'm so dead inside. It's okay.
Stop.
This is looking really good. And I gotta say, revisiting, I'm very stoked to do the 31 Days of Halloween, and I was also very stoked to revisit Bride of Frankenstein. My God, I love that movie.
It's such a good movie.
At a certain point, me and Deanna were both in tears, actually. I held back mine because I have toxic masculinity, but Deanna is in touch with her emotions, and she let them flow, and it was beautiful.
I can't help it.
Deanna does cry at most things, actually.
Yeah. It's... Well, is it a problem?
No. It means, like, you're very...
It hurts.
Yeah, like, you know how to feel. I'm too Irish for that. That's my issue. Like, I've gotten to that point where I used to cry all the time, but just that as I get older, it just the Irish in me really is just creep. Or maybe it's my mother. I don't know. The jury's out in that. Where like
I mean, the Irish trained your mother.
That's true. Did Irish train my mother? Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, the reason why it's a thing is because I guess I don't know, the way you're raised comes from your heritage, and I don't know.
Is that the luck of the Irish?
I don't don't know.
I have no clue. It is definitely.
Clancy, maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. That's your mother.
That's.
I was just listening to that song.
Oh, that's too close to home. Oh man. No, I do love my mother, everybody. I want to make that perfectly clear. I love my mother. All right. I do. Okay. Why is
what?
I'm just saying I do. Wait. There's a pause. Everyone was kind of like silent. No one.
We were just waiting for you to finish.
I was just saying, like, I love my mother, and that's 100% true. I'm now getting into the bride right here. I'm using a smaller brush than normal, just because, like, honestly, I do want to just get in like the little bitty details in there. Normally, I'm using this like synthetic bad boy over here, like the little Sable Utrecht brush, which honestly I love this thing, but you know, sometimes I can't get the right amount of control, and you know, for something like this too, with like all the little wrinkles and stuff, I do want to just kind of get the little details, and I hope that's being picked up on the camera right there. I just want to zoom in right there. Look at that. Not bad so far. All right.
Yeah, that black is popping in the camera, even though the camera is. Oh, I wouldn't do that because I think it confuses the camera.
Yeah, I know. I sometimes like forget that this $40 camera that you ordered literally from China.
D. Clancy says, "Listen, we all love your mother, but
Ooh, that's spicy. I love that. And I love this. This is looking so good. Almost getting back to like Bride of Frankenstein. My God, that movie's awesome. It is just
it's so good.
Yeah. I get emotional watching that thing every time, where it's just like I get.
Clancy says spicy tonight.
Spicy tonight. Ooh, I know. Got a lot going on actually. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just get the side right there. Just like that.
Now we like this as much as other stuff.
Oh, sorry. What are you drinking tonight, Deanna?
I am drinking Citizen Cider. It's it's called For Sure, as in SHORE.
Interesting.
Goose style cider. I don't know. It's a little too floral. I've never used that word to describe anything that I had to drink before.
Interesting. Well, I am having tonight a Jack's Abbey Copper Legend, very solid local beer, which you know, if you like the Oktoberfest, please enjoy. Yeah, now we're getting into the bride right here, which the Bride of Frankenstein, which she was fantastic. Honestly, like, yeah, it's funny though with like the career of James Whale. He only really did I'm trying to like think of like, because that's the thing, he did these like 2 hit movies like back to back basically. Like he did Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, and Universal was like, oh, this is fantastic, what do you want to do next? And he did this lesser known film, well, maybe you've heard of it, Freaks. He did Freaks. He decided to do this movie Freaks, which if you've never heard of it, it's about and maybe you have actually if you're a fan of James. It's one of the scarier films he ever made, but it is about a group of circus, like real circus quote unquote freaks from the time, and one of them is a little person, dwarf, who gets I think like he gets tricked out of a bunch of money by this lady. Like apparently the
D. Clancy says gobble gobble.
Yeah, gooble gobble, gooble gobble.
Oh, gooble gobble.
Yeah.
Oops. Gooble gobble.
That's the big chant that that they do in the thing, and it's very crazy. It's very intense. So it's actually, yeah, you probably people have heard of it probably, but in any case, yeah, at the end, all the circus people get the revenge on the lady for stealing all this money. It's very scary actually, but it ruined James. It's that thing of like, that guy apparently was just kind of pushing boundaries in a way that like in the 1930s it was like, you can't do this, where it's like now you look at it, there's almost like a quaintness to it that you're like, oh, ain't that something? You know, like, ooh, that's a little dark, but not too bad. But you know, but then again, like Bride of Frankenstein, it does open with like Frankenstein's monster literally murdering the family of the little girl who got drowned in the first movie, which I kind of completely forgot about. And that was just like, wow, that's actually extremely dark, you know?
Yeah.
And very metal. I was actually taken back by how metal that was.
Yeah, this screen runs really red.
That is a red screen, huh?
I never realized that before.
For the, you know, the viewer, that Deanna off-screen is working on her screen to get it up to par. We can have screen chat later, but I just want to make everyone crystal clear on the status of Deanna Burke's screens. Deanna, can I ask you a question? What's your favorite kind of screen, and what's the favorite kind of sound it makes?
D. Clancy, I also hate calibrating my monitor.
We got welcome to Screen Hour. We're going to talk about screens for the next. I like a big screen.
Also,
personally.
if I'm chewing really loud in the microphone, you tell me and I'll stop.
I would just chew off the microphone. You could do that, like turn your head.
That?
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's picking up.
There's a chance. I'm seeing the levels. I see all, Deanna.
Do you?
I do. I pay attention to things.
Alright, now I don't hear chewing. Okay, that's good.
Alright, well.
That's good.
Well, I hope you're all at home, like, chewing something, too, you know, at least. Deanna is kind of, hoarding a bunch of pizza to herself.
Excuse me. You can come get a piece of pizza.
I'm doing the stream, dear. I can't get up. Sweetie, I can't move from my seat. Otherwise, we'll all blow up. It's speed 3, bandwidth control.
Ooh.
Yeah, think about that. He has to keep streaming at exactly, how many kilobytes? Kilobytes. I don't know. Anything.
What are you talking about?
Is it streaming kilobytes? Is that the thing?
Bandwidth?
Bandwidth,
You talking
yeah.
about bandwidth?
Yeah. Is it kilobytes?
I think that's the smallest unit of measurement for stuff.
Don't yell at me.
Why am I yelling at you?
It just sounds very aggressive.
I don't want to be aggressive.
Oh.
Folks, am I aggressive?
Well, you leave it in the comments. Oh. Yeah, oh my god.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, honestly, we're gonna get it. Gonna try and get as much texture in, like, Karloff's face right now, actually. Karloff!
D. Clancy. Be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
Aggressive.
Yeah, that's what we're doing with our inks right now. Like, honestly, if this is your first time inking or watching it, this is something that I had to deal with for a while, because, oddly enough, even after college, I was very afraid of, like, jumping into, like, inks. I was like, because it was like, oh, it's so permanent. It's so, you could really ruin a piece if you're not exactly, and it's like.
We kind of talked about that, we touched upon that.
I guess we did, we did. There's a lot of things.
It's important, because.
Yeah.
I think that's something people don't talk about enough.
I think so too, because I think there is a genuine fear with that, and I definitely felt it, you know, trying to get back into inks, especially after, like, my high school years. Like, I primarily, that's all I did, and then I got to college, and I was like, oh, I want to do video game art, so I should go digital, because ink is just too blah blah blah, you know, and then you know, in a roundabout way, I came all the way back to ink and, like, oh, I should be doing the thing I've always wanted to be doing, like, just comics.
Hi, JP.
Hey, JP, how's it going?
JP says, I used to sketch in ink to help with that.
Yeah, no, I think it's like
too.
That's really what it is. You just kind of have to keep doing. You have to do it so much and just kind of, like, you know.
I like blind contours a lot.
Yeah.
They really help you loosen up, because it shows. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, and it still looks really cool. You know?
Yeah. Now, for me, I think it just is, like, you just kind of have to jump in and just kind of, like, Oh, you know what? The best advice I can give on that actually would be find an artist you like inking style wise that you like, see how they do it, and then go from there.
Oh, well, there's a little bit of a push and pull with that one.
Sure. I'm also just talking from my experience of just kind of like, there were a bunch of people where I was like, oh, this is their style of ink. I should try that and see how it works. And then, like, you figure out your own way of doing it yourself, essentially. Like,
well, yeah, there's a master drawing that you can do.
Yeah.
Where you look at a piece that you want to learn. You look at a piece you like. There's something about it that you want to learn how to do. And you do what's called a master copy, and you basically copy it. JP says, "What do you think I'm doing here?"
That's true. Oh, all right. Well, I hope you're inking at home, JP. Honestly, check out, if you haven't seen JP's work on Instagram, check it out. It's fantastic. They are as always, a fantastic illustrator. Honestly, like yeah, we went to the same college too. We went to the same place, dude.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe it?
Believe it.
It's so small. Naruto.
I can die now, right?
Yeah, you shinobi. Deanna has a bad life connotation with Naruto, and I enjoy it. I don't know.
you know.
I like the show. I don't know. I have no.
No, it's not the show. It's.
Actually, you know what? All honesty, I like the original manga more than the show, to be honest. There's actually some really cool stuff. Like, someone sent me a splash page that I'm so sorry. I can't remember the lead artist, the creator of Naruto, but someone sent me like a splash page that guy did, and it looks like a Jeff Darrow like kind of illustration and stuff, like with all the little itty bitty lines. You know Jeff Darrow, honey?
Probably.
Yeah. He did. I'll toss you Shaolin. He's been in the industry forever, but he did Shaolin Cowboy over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass it over to you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. He's all about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know him.
Mhm.
But yeah, that guy had that similar thing. I've actually been getting a lot into a lot of different manga series recently. Actually, mainly Berserk. Berserk, oddly enough, I've just kind of hardcore gravitated to, because it was one of those things like I kind of like avoided it for the longest time for some reason. I don't know. I don't.
Oh, Sean says Darrow.
Sorry, Jeff Darrow. Was I saying Darrow?
I mean, it's spelled Darrow.
Yeah, that's dyslexia for you folks. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's
love Berserk.
Yeah. I've been just kind of like revisiting it, and it's like, it's an incredible book. Like, and it's also wild. Like, I didn't realize, because I always thought like, yeah, that ended in the '90s, right? And it just kind of like, you know.
Oh, D plus arrow.
Darrow. Okay. Thank you so much, Shanth. I do appreciate that. Yeah, because I'm terrible at pronunciations. Honestly, it takes me forever with names. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of nice check. I'm gonna build up like a nice dry brush texture on a lot of these things, especially considering all the dead skin on the creature right there. But
especially considering all the
dead skin. Oh my goodness.
Are you in your underwear? No. Okay, we're streaming.
Oh yeah. Everybody, give it up for Wilbur. Oh, okay.
Maybe he is in his underwear.
Yeah. So we might have a special guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Burke will be...
Oh, Sean says you pronounce my name well, and that's pretty hard. I'm sorry, I just completely interrupted you introducing my brother.
Oh, it's all good. No, I try with my pronunciations. I really do. It is just... Oh man, dyslexia is a nightmare. I don't know what to say. I do try my best, especially like when I do all the slanted hallway, like line readings and stuff. Believe me, it's you know, I've really struggled at times to just kind of nail down simple. It's the simplest thing of like punctuation on those scripts.
Yay!
Oh, everybody, it's Will Burke.
What did you do?
Candy. You want some?
Oh, Will Burke has brought
Kill me.
candy into the room.
That doesn't answer
Do you
the
hear that
question.
bag?
There's a full bag of candy that he brought in.
In the camera over there.
You can
I don't
stand,
know where the camera is.
stand, but it's in the,
Stand right behind him.
yeah,
Right here?
yeah. There you go. It's Will Burke,
It's bigger
everybody.
than
Hi.
Will's head.
Yeah, look
It's
at,
me. I'm
It's
the other Will.
yeah, he lives here too, and it's fun.
um.
It's so much
You
fun.
know that with this pizza in front of me, I'm trying to diet, so. Can't you see that I'm trying not to eat?
Well,
No, wait, come back.
So Deanna is now having, she's putting candy on,
Nice pants.
Thank you. These are shorts.
more like jorts. Am I right, folks?
Oh, Butterfingers.
So this is our candy minute. I hope you are all enjoying candy at home as well while you're inking along with me. As you can see, I'm just kind of really getting the little
Nervous look.
details here.
This is what's in here.
Can you just leave this out?
Yeah,
In the
this
world?
is for everyone.
No,
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Thank you.
why would you bring candy in this
I'm not gonna
household?
eat all of
It's
this
spooky
myself.
You,
season. It's
It's
spooky
Halloween.
season.
oh, I know.
It's Halloween month.
Listen, here's the thing. Love Halloween.
Thanks,
Do-
William.
Thank you, William. Give it up for William Burke, everybody. Love Halloween. Halloween is my Christmas. I don't like candy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, it's like good to me if someone's like, I have salted meat in a bag. You want it? That's like, oh, yeah.
My mom didn't understand that you didn't like sweets. My mom just didn't understand that.
Yeah, she had a hard time, like, kind of.
She's like, what do you mean? I was like, you won't eat candy. Wait, why? Why?
I just don't like. I literally, in my Easter basket as a kid, sure, it would disappear after a while, but it'd be months, Those-
Yeah, and it's weird because your mom still gets us like a ton of candy.
Yeah,
for
and I
some
don't know what to
reason.
do with it a lot of the times. It's like,
Meanwhile, like my mom, well, I guess maybe that's why. In my family, it evaporates.
right.
So maybe that's why my mom doesn't get it as much.
Yeah. Oh, but I do want to get back to like with Berserk. I didn't realize Berserk was still going, and it's like the art has gotten like crazy. Well, I mean, it was always good, but it was like it is one of those things. Like I am just kind of like now picking up different volumes of it and just reading through. It's like fantastic. Oh, Shant did also recommend this amazing Lovecraft adaptation. I'm so sorry, Shant. Do you know the name of the artist? Do you mind leaving that in the chat for everybody? Actually, I once again the pronunciation of the fellow's name. I'm very bad with it.
Mm.
But it's
What is? I mean, pronounce it like you
like
see it.
guy.
What did he do?
He did a Lovecraft, he does a bunch of beautiful adaptations of classic Lovecraft stories, including like In the Mouth of Madness. He has like a Call of Cthulhu. He has a Whisperer in the Dark, I believe, which is very solid. Oh my god. We actually last night, funny enough, we got a early jump, so technically it's 32 days of horror for us. We watched Die Monster Die, which was a 1965 adaptation of Lovecraft's Color Out of Space, which I found interesting. And it actually starred, oddly enough, Boris Karloff, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
An older Karloff. The film was okay. It
It's weird at times.
It wasn't it was a British production, but it wasn't a Hammer production, so it kind of had that like 1960s sort of horror sort of feel, which is wonderful. Look, don't get me wrong, I love that shit. I really do love it when like all of a sudden you're just in a castle and everyone's speaking English with an English accent. Preferred. Oh my goodness. And it's just, I don't know, it's very, and also like Karloff is just kind of you know, he's still crushing it, and I think he was like in his like, I don't know, like late 60s at that point, you know. But it must have been a sweet job for him because he was just kind of like sitting in a wheelchair the whole time. So
I don't know, sitting for work is really tough.
In acting, though, it's like, because basically, you know, you have to like, a lot of it is like, okay, stand on your mark. We have to adjust the lighting and stuff. That's why they have stand-ins and stuff, you know. And sometimes, like on a big production, they, you know, or sorry, smaller production, it's like they don't necessarily have the money for stand-ins. So it's like you kind of have to just stand there. It's a lot of waiting. See, in acting, hon, you get paid to wait, you know. You don't get paid to act. You get paid to wait.
I feel like that happens a lot with most industries, unfortunately.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I'm just building up some nice texture.
Unless you're in an emergency room.
Ah, that's true.
And then you're paid to act. Like, fast.
That is very true. All right. Now this is looking pretty solid. Yeah, like I said, tonight it's going to be a little lighter because, like, honestly, I don't have to ink a crazy amount because, really, I'm just kind of doing bit by bit, like, you know. There you go, getting that little eye in there. Oh, my goodness. Little iris. Just drag that in there. Oh, yeah. Make it a little soulless, you know.
Soulless.
A little soulless. You know, the eyes are the windows to the soul, they say. And in the land of the skunks, the man with no nose is king. That's from a movie called Dirty Work. Yeah, it's looking pretty solid right there.
I don't know, but you picked probably like one of the worst times for me as a person to do this stream.
Why is that, hon?
I'm crashing right around 9:30.
I know, and that's also like honestly why tonight I might it's gonna be a little lax too because honestly, like I know a few folks who've tuned in actually are probably gonna tune in to the new episode of or session that is of Stream of Blood tonight, which I think I've got artwork in, but yeah, check it out on Twitch. Actually, Jared Logan Stream of Blood should be a fun time.
Clancy also says also Coven.
Oh yes, it's Stream of Blood Coven tonight. Specifically, it's with they run a Call of Cthulhu game. Based in the 1930s, with a bunch of people who've all female comedians who've never really played Call of Cthulhu, which is kind of a lot of fun because they kind of come up with it's like that thing of like they were never taught how to do a thing, so they come up with very cool, unorthodox ways to solve problems, especially like in a role-playing scenario. It's fun, and honestly, as someone who has run a game myself.
It's a pleasure watching him GM.
Oh yeah. I am a dungeon master myself, and I dungeon mastered a game of I was with a bunch of comedians. I love these guys, but it was always that thing of they would do everything in their power to destroy all my well-laid plans for the thing, and well, that's the best part about doing Dungeons and Dragons. You learn to, you know, improvise, and
it's a lot of like pre-planning. I think
it's a little bit of pre-planning. It's also that thing of just knowing that those plans will fail on you eventually, like all these like narrative things, and then kind of
like world building, and you have all of the scenarios laid out already.
Yeah.
In the pre-planning, you won't need to worry about it.
Well, that's the thing, though, because it is that thing of you. I've had things where it's like I was prepared to have like them do this thing, like they were supposed to do this, blah blah blah, but they ended up killing the guy, and it was like, okay, how now I gotta work on the fly here to kind of make it you know. So there's always.
But that's like in the pre-planning, you just gotta do stuff that's like super comprehensive. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, you've also, Deanna, you've buried the lead. You've You've ran a couple games of like Vampires of the Masquerade.
I've never. Well, I
Or
tried
Vampire the
running a
Masquerade.
game. I don't know, any game that I've run, we never got past becoming a vampire. And Jared starts with them being vampires. We always started before, and we had to basically our journey as a human for the first day determined which clan we were part of in game. So it depended on it was dependent on who you were talking to at a club or like a bar or whatever it was. They got pretty boring really quick because everyone wanted to be a hacker and with a backpack 1,000,000 pounds heavy, and couldn't do that. So, and nobody knew what they were doing, which is fine, and that's the point of playing those games. It just got, it's like this, it's like the same scenario over and over again. So I like that Jared starts kind of after where I started. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, like it's also that thing of like that campaign has been going for like several months now. So
oh yeah,
it is like
now deep.
yeah, it is they are very deep in.
That could be a TV series.
I honestly, I really do love like the Call of Cthulhu sessions too, because that is a game. Unfortunately, I've never gotten to play. So one of the best parts is to kind of live.
Cthulhu?
Call of Cthulhu, yeah.
Yeah, I've never played that one.
It's a D100 system, so like it's an entirely. It's not too much of a crazy system changeover from like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that's if that's your base play, or like or I guess trying to voice that out actually now. Let me think. So, game system wise, it's not too crazy. It's not too much of a changeover, but it's like there are aspects that are like sanity plays such a huge thing into it, and also like the whole D100 rolling aspect. You're not trying to roll above it, you're trying to roll under, which I find interesting.
Yeah, that's entirely different.
Yeah.
Because normally you would try to roll above a certain number.
Yeah, because for a success like a D20, you want to get that nat 20. This is for all aspiring dungeon masters out there. Because I think we have like 2 actually in the stream. I think Shanth has done some. Has dungeon mastered for his kids. He's ran campaigns, which is very cool. And I know JP has done some dungeon mastering, I think.
I don't know who. Yeah, sorry. I got really confused with what I'm looking at here.
It's all good, honey.
I'm trying to very almost late in the game because it's now the first day, but I made an alternative Inktober list.
Just like I did.
Just like Will did, but not movies. Oh, D. Clancy say I've only played, no DMing yet.
Yeah. DMing, it is a
it's a different beast.
It's a whole other creature, and especially if you do one with a bunch of comedians, it sometimes the arguments that go down
Can
are.
I throw a woman? Can I do it right now?
Well, yeah, you have to argue with a certain Alex Williams and explain to him that a halfling cannot throw a woman.
A full-grown woman.
A full-grown woman.
A very regular-sized.
And he's like, why not? And I'm like, you didn't roll high enough. Like, I would have allowed it if it was a nat 20, but even that, and he was like, well, he added up, and should be fine. And it's like, no, dude, I'm sorry, that's not a success,
Well, the technicalities become huge.
This is true.
With running a game where people want to just disrupt as much as possible.
And believe me, that gang definitely did. There was a couple of them that, like, I sometimes I really do swear they were there to just try me and just kind of be like, okay, what can I get away with? Why can't I do that? And I'm like, well, okay, why are you questioning me? I'm not in charge of this entirely. It's the dice, baby.
D. Clancy says, I am disruptive, or kind of disruptive. I am also kind of disruptive. As a player, I love to play, like, the super angry, like, little dog syndrome type person Oh, but it's usually some kind of silly way. Yeah, same. I do like the strategy though, so I don't get as silly as I could get, but...
See, I always go to, like, personally, if we're talking Dungeons and Dragons, I go for the wily rogue, you know?
Oh, I love being a rogue, but...
Rogue's that's, like, my go-to, just because, admittedly, I have a hard time with, like, doing the magic and stuff, you know, so
I don't like magic stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I gravitated towards vampire
Yeah.
instead. Because it's less... Well, I mean, there is magic stuff in it, but...
Sure, there are spells and stuff like that, but, like...
Oh, D. Clancy says, yeah, I was a what? Tabaxi? Tabaxi. I didn't understand enough to try to do the magic stuff. Yeah, there's too much stuff to learn. Although vampire is that. It's just, you learn everything, and then it's a big old social game.
Yeah, true that.
But, you know, there's a certain point where you just go, unless you're super into it and you want to do it forever.
Now, folks, for you at home, I'm switching over from just doing pure ink to doing a little bit of a wash now. Just because kind of rounding the down here as far as, like, I don't know, I'm losing steam myself.
D. Clancy says, yeah, a vampire I LARPed in the 90s. I went
nice.
to one LARP just to watch, and I looked more like a vampire than anyone else there. It's ridiculous.
All right.
And they kept telling me that I should play, but I didn't want to. So
So I'm just going to go in here with a light wash. I'm just kind of, once again, this Strathmore gray-toned multimedia paper is the way to go if you want to do this sort of stuff. Honestly, this paper takes a beating, and it is honestly, it's still my favorite. Well, it's my favorite way to make work, honestly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just building up, yeah. Just doing light washes here, just taking my ink water and just kind of going in there and just kind of, we're building up the tone, we're building up around.
D. Clancy also says, yeah, I was goth at the time, so I didn't even really need to dress up. I was the same, and I also, like, because I was like, this is an event, I gotta go and dress really cool. I put in my eye contact, which was, I purposely wore one
good.
And not the other, and it was white with a black dot in the middle, and everyone really had a hard time with it, and I loved that. And if I could do it now, I would.
See, I cannot relate. Honestly, I was a very cool metal kid. I would say things were brutal all the time, so, you know, I don't necessarily think that the two are kind of related, you know what I mean?
I had been you're so funny.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You're just so funny.
I know.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
On a train, I was watching stuff go by on a train with the one eye contact in, and the guy in front of me, because the red line in Boston, the seats are along the walls of the subway, and they're facing each other, so there aren't rows like you would see in a train. And yeah, so the guy on the opposite side was looking at me, but saw my eyes just darting back and forth because I was clearly watching outside, and he thought I was conducting some kind of, like, magic seance, and I had to, like, talk him down because he got really nervous. It was really funny. It's like, no, dude, no. I'm just looking outside. No.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, people get really weird.
Especially with magic. I don't know. Like, that's definitely, well, I understand why. Like, this is kind of like, well, where we live, in the Salem area, aka Arkham, you know, area. Well,
it's a little farther away from Arkham than.
Yeah, I know. Like, I did the math on that too, and it was just kind of like, oh yeah, right. Technically, we're below because in the whole, yeah. In any case,
they do talk about the areas that we live in a lot, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
In any case, we live in a haunted part of America. Ooh, the scariest nation in all the world. Oh, It was started 300 years ago.
All right, to interrupt
by
your
what's that?
interrupt your spooky speech.
Oh, yeah.
D. Clancy says, I convinced a guy my garage door opener was a detonator one night,
Oh.
which helped me avoid getting mugged. Oh my god.
That's scaring
for you.
people with domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorism.
It's going to be a very spooky October this year.
You know, I always said that kind of, like, if somebody were to, and I've never had the chance to try it, luckily.
Yeah.
But if somebody were to really, like, threaten me, I always had a plan to just act crazier.
That can backfire, though.
I know,
like, trust
I
me.
know.
As someone who's been personally mugged before,
But you weren't acting crazier. You
no,
were just a
I wasn't.
kid.
I just kind of was acting to kind of get away, and just kind of
No,
being
but
like,
you were like, what are you doing?
what's that?
Like, I mean, you got, I don't know. The way you went about it was pretty, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like my,
It was pretty standard. Like, the
if you-
guys mugged you, you know?
oh man, but they like followed me for like 2 miles. It was like,
Yeah.
it was nuts. It was like one
You
of
were a
those
kid,
like,
you had an iPod out.
yeah.
don't know.
It was, well actually no, I was in my early 20s, but it was still dumb.
So so you just forgot that you can't wear headphones at night.
Well, it was also that thing of like, you're not supposed to be out at like 2 in the morning. Like at the time, I was going to like I wanted to watch a UFC fight in the city, and I was like, well, why not? You know, I should check it out. My buddies are all into this thing. You know, and then like I took the train home, and these guys saw me using my iPod. Also, I was wearing a Insane Clown Posse T-shirt, which I think that does make you a target. I don't know. I've struggled with this for years, but I'm not a fan of the Insane Clown Posse. I want to make that perfectly clear. I don't care for their music, but
Dude,
my
they just want to get really high,
yeah,
and they like to be together. And you know what?
yeah.
Oh, D. Clancy says, yeah, this guy just ran up on me when I was trying to figure out where to stash things in my corset.
Oh my god. Well,
Damn.
that's terrible. That's crazy. Oh my god. But
D.
look at that.
Clancy wants to know if you like ICP shirts. Do you
My-
just like their shirts?
My cousin gave me this shirt,
Oh, is
and
it
I just
hand-me-down?
kind of that's basically what it was. It was a hand-me-down. He goes to concerts all the time. He's like, I saw these guys, and was like, okay, I've never heard of them.
The life of a Texan goth.
Ah,
Ha
see.
Sorry. Go on about your ICP shirt.
That's about it. That's the whole story. It just was like, oh yeah, and that's looking pretty good. All right, well, it's 9:54. I'm looking at it. That's a good enough spot. Honestly, I'm probably gonna do some highlights, all that, and I'm also just gonna let it sit, because it's gotta dry. But honestly, folks, thank you all for like tuning in. I'm gonna be doing Inktober's all this month, so every Thursday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to join in, what's something else you want to plug, hun? Because I'm just gonna do Will Pottorff on Instagram. You can also check out my stuff at willpottorff.com. I have officially opened an Etsy page. If you want to buy some prints of some of the pieces I've done on here, I really appreciate the support. That'd be really awesome.
D.
What
Clancy
else?
says it looks really great.
Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you at home. I hope you're all inking along with me. I'll be inking all this month too, and posting these up on Instagram. Honestly, check out Stream of Blood. I've got a bunch of artwork on there. I'm doing a lot of work with those guys now, and it's fantastic. Jared's the best. Everyone on that show is really, really nice. So honestly, check that out now. They're starting up any minute now, so check them out. Deanna, really quick, what do you want to plug?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't have my brains together right now. I would normally plug my own stuff, but nothing's updated. So.
Well, either way, go give Deanna a follow on at Deanna Burke Art on Instagram. Honestly, it's a great. You have some great stuff up there. Also, check out the Colorblind Collective. It's a art collective that you run on Facebook. It's really cool.
Yep. I'll put the link in the chat for a sign up.
Yeah. Oh, and as always, check out the Slant Hallway. It's a podcast that it's a radio serial me and my buddies put together. We've got some new episodes either coming out, I guess tomorrow at this rate, but check it
He
out.
also said beautiful work on Stream of Blood.
Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, like guys, you make me feel so much love doing these streams. I'll be back next Thursday with my beloved fiance. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a good time hanging out, and like it would be really cool to see how far I've gotten on this thing by then. Honestly, guys, thank you so much. And
oh, hold on.
Oh,
I'm just
what's
putting
that?
some links in the chat.
Oh, put some links in the chat as always. Yeah.
And then the colorblind Instagram is really
cool, guys. Definitely check it out.
Sparse.
Sparse but cool, guys.
Is that the right one?
I think
Hold on,
so.
give me a second.
All right.
I just want to double check. You can tell I'm entirely prepared for this.
Also, if you want to follow along with my list of movies that I'm doing, I got the list right here, but it's also up on Instagram. So if you want to join in on me, tonight I just watched Bride of Frankenstein. Tomorrow I'm watching 1990s TV original It series, man. Stephen King's It. That's going to be fun on a bun. You excited for that, Deanna?
We doing that tonight or
Tomorrow, hun.
tomorrow?
Every night we're doing a horror film together.
I know, you keep telling me that.
It's okay. ADHD is fun.
I just am tired.
All right, folks. I'll see you next week. We love you so much.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.